Welcome to the Why Not Us podcast. We're just a few dudes navigating life and talking about it. Thanks for listening.
Better watch out for Jordan's windows that are open.
Yeah, I mean, take down whatever she was watching earlier.
Yeah, when are we getting the recording going?
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode of Why Not Us. And tonight,
You know what? I don't know what she smells like.
what is that?
Right or left-handed.
I'm trying to exit out of the tabs that she's
What?
got open.
What is?
Wait away! We just said something about it.
I was trying to avoid it, and I made it happen.
Oh, brother. What did that guy say? I don't know what it smells like.
I don't know.
Like-
She's watching Love Is Blind, some reality love show. On
Oh
Netflix.
gosh,
Is it
we're
the Love Note or Love is Blind?
Love Is Blind.
So we're watching that too. Well, Kelly started it, and it's one of those shows where it's like so bad that it's like kind of good.
Hey, which season are you watching?
We're watching like I guess the newest one.
Wow.
Okay. Long story short, I'm pretty sure I know a girl who I went to college with who ended up marrying one of the guys on one of those shows, even though they weren't together. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a long
Really?
story.
I'm
It's
not
fun.
shocked by that statement.
Jordan, have you watched any of it?
No.
Yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't recommend it for sure. But it's we have one TV in the house, and I'm not going to sit there and fight Kelly on what we're watching. All right, let's just throw that out there. But tonight, instead of a beer, I have Glenlivet 12, my
There we
friends. And if I can figure out this daggone little tripod with my microphone here. All right, Glenlivet 12, Scotch whiskey. This one has been matured in European oak first, and then American oak for some extra sweetness. I've had this one before, and you know what's great about when you're pouring at the house? It's like you don't have a shot glass, so you just kind of like eyeball it a little bit.
I mean, how many ice cubes is in that thing?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So when I drink scotch, really when I drink bourbon too, I put like a full glass of ice. I really like it chilled down. I don't drink it neat, which I like it neat. I just like if I'm going to sit around and drink whiskey, I usually will drink it with a lot of rocks. I don't add like water or anything like that. I know some people do like ice and water with it. But I just like a lot of cubes, So Glenlivet 12. Jordan, have you had this one?
I've had it. I'm not a Scotch guy. I like to
You
stick
got
with
to
the
try
American.
this one, man. I know you're more of a bourbon guy, but this
Yeah, I'm
one's
not a
like
Scotch guy.
sweeter. It's not as like smoky as a lot of the scotches are. It's not peaty. So it's been like finished in American oak barrels. It picks up a lot of vanilla flavor, and it is like super good. And I don't drink scotch a lot just because it's more expensive than bourbon. Like, that bottle wasn't crazy. I mean, it was $50, but my Evan Williams 1783 is only like 20, so. But I was feeling special over the weekend. You know what I mean? Wanted to get something nice, and I hadn't had scotch in a while. And the guy, I'm in the store, and the guy's like, "Oh, you like scotch?" He's like, "Yeah, you should check out the case over there. We've got some other scotches in there that are that are not on the regular shelf." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." I go over there and look at them, and he pointed to like the first one. It was Macallan 18, and it was like $350.
Gonna say, wait a second.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
What else was in the case? What else do you have?
I don't even remember. When I saw that, I was just making the guy feel good a little bit. I was like, yeah, I might get some of that next time, and I just kind of turned around and walked away. But I'm not the type of guy that's going to spend $350 on a bottle of whiskey unless I know I can upcharge for it, like on a trade or something. Like
You mean you're not
Jordan.
Jordan? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't pay.
So-
I don't pay secondary.
No,
if
I
could
think you're not gonna pay $350 for a whiskey.
Oh yeah.
if I knew I had an end user that would pay double of that, I probably would invest in it. But just for me to drink it myself, no way, never. My wife's uncle has some usually, and I usually wait for him to like offer me the fancy Scotch whiskey. But I think his favorite, like everyday kind of whiskey you could buy in a big handle is Monkey Shoulder. You ever had that? Joey's probably not a Scotch guy.
I
or
know
a
what
whiskey
monkey
guy.
shoulder is.
I've
but-
never heard of it. No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a single malt. It's pretty good. But I don't drink single malt often. Anywho, Glenlivet 12. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 13, guys. We're just racking them up, and the cat is
Cat's
still
fighting.
with us. The cat's still here. Last week, we talked a little bit about football, and I think we'll probably talk a little bit about football every week from here on out. We chatted a little bit about golf, talked about our last purchase on Amazon, and then we also did super high five drinks at work. When Joey, he really brought it with his drinks at work. He showed them all.
He brought examples.
And I'd love to know how many core
Hey,
powers you've had this week.
Little do you know tonight, I've got everything lined up for the bar food.
You have samples? Like a damn Costco here.
Joey already gave it away what our super high five is. We're not going to say it again. But so did you have multiple core powers this week, Joey?
No, I didn't have any.
No core powers. He had a lot of Gatorade, a lot of water, and a lot of Bud Light at lunch.
Girlfriend's had some, but not me. Hank, the dog was having some tonight too.
He was having what?
Core power, man. He's trying to get lean. He was like licking and eating the bottle after Emily had drank it all.
Oh gosh, we'll say that if you're listening to this pod, out of the million podcasts that are out there on the market, you can go to Spotify. There's a million of them. If you're somebody that came across the Why Not Us podcast and you're listening to this, if you're somebody that we know that you're listening to this, we really appreciate it. Thanks for spending time with us here.
Mm-hmm.
We got the fellas with me: Joey O'Toole, Jordan Childers. I'm Ryan Jones. Welcome. How are you guys?
Right.
Good, man. It'd be better if the Hokies weren't down 3-0 at halftime here. Looking like
I think that's a
Division
win.
III football team.
Yeah, Hokies are live currently. And you said it's 3-0. I haven't even turned it on to look.
Oh, it's like clawing your eyes out.
I think that's a win.
On
Right
both
there.
sides. Oh, I mean, I thought they'd be down worse. You're right, but I forgot NC State doesn't have a quarterback. So
No, their quarterback's out. Yeah,
yeah,
they're like done for the year. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's coming back. He had surgery.
yeah. No, he's out. Yeah. So the other guys, one of the guys is 25 playing for NC State.
25.
Well, yeah, because you got these COVID guys, Jones. You've got these guys that have been in the school
Oh,
since
Booker's 25 for Tennessee.
Is he 25 officially? I thought he was 24.
Yeah.
Still,
He's 24, 25. Either way, he's old. Yeah.
Pickett was the same way last year for Pitt. It's like you got these guys still. And this is, I think, maybe the last year you could have somebody that old potentially.
that makes sense because they probably took what, I guess, two years off now?
Well, they gave you a year back.
They gave you a year back. He had red shirt still.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wow. 25 years old and playing a collegiate sport. That's just insane.
Grown men among boys.
Yeah, yeah. So how was your all's weekends? How's everything going? Joey, I think we've got some prices right to talk about here.
Yeah, man.
We posted about it, but I'd love to hear about the whole experience because I've never been to one myself.
Went last, what was that, Wednesday, guys? I can't remember. I mean, it's a week ago, we'll say.
Wednesday.
It feels like an eternity that we've been on Zoom together.
Right? And it was a good time, man. I thought it was going to be a watered-down version, and it definitely was. I think they only did like 4 actual pricing games. They did spin the wheel twice. Prizes were pretty lackluster, if you ask me, as far as like they just weren't as big, right? But it was fun. It was cool. It was neat. We did not get called down, unfortunately, but I did have a funny thing happen where they try to interact with the audience and whatnot. And two quick stories, real quick. One, we're like, they're showing who the host is ahead of time, and it's this guy named Todd Newton. And I'm like, oh, I recognize that guy. I've seen him on TV game shows, and we're looking at his Instagram and whatnot, and then they see, oh, there's one like girl who's like the Price is Right girl for the show, and her name's Marky Newton, and we're like, man, it must be his daughter or something, because Todd's like probably in his 50s, and lo and behold, this is Todd's wife, Marky. And she's like 31. So good for Todd, first off, for landing this babe of a girl that she's been on, I think, the road show for like 6 or 7 years. So I'm sure, the road gets lonely, and that's how they met.
That's crazy.
And secondly, he's out in the audience talking to some couple, and they do it's like a little in-game promotion. If you've ever been to The Price is Right, or if you've ever been to like Let's Make a Deal, they might come out in the audience and like just give away a small prize or something. So they get this woman and this man, like older couple, probably in their 70s, and that's, you got to realize too, we were younger, being there in our 30s versus the people that were there. But he's asking them, oh, how did they meet? How did you guys meet? And he's like, well, I met her while she was mowing her lawn. And we were like, what? And like, you can't make this up, man. And he's like, yeah, I was driving by and she was mowing her lawn and it was great. And it was like, well, what do you mean? You were just walking by? Well, her lawnmower wouldn't start. And it's like dead quiet in there. And I yell, I bet he got her lawnmower started. And it was hilarious. Like, like people are laughing and dying. Cause I mean,
did the crowd, did they all laugh?
Yeah, everybody around me, everybody down. Yeah, I was just trying to be funny. It's like in a huge like theater, like concert hall, more or less, is the best way to describe it to you. For an orchestra is really what it's.
So got her lawnmower.
Yeah, my buddy who was with me thought it was hilarious because he's my coworker, and I try to keep it relatively PG, but then try to have fun at work as well. But it was pretty funny. I thought it was a good time to interject in the conversation. So it was fun. And then they screwed up the pricing game. It was like a gimme gift. Like they should have won it, and they didn't even get it right. The little game they played, I say pricing game, it was out in the audience. It wasn't technically a pricing game. But the couple misses it, and I'm like, daggone it. It's a lot easier too, when you're standing back not playing the game versus when you're like on the mic.
Yeah. You have like extra like anxiety and stress probably.
Yeah. But then it was cool too.
Nervous.
They call you down and you only get like one chance. So like in a normal show, you get called down and you don't go up on stage, you're up there for the entire show until you technically get on stage. And then if you don't get on stage, you lose, whatever. But you get they call 4 people down, they bid on one item and then they're out. So, they probably call up about 30 to 35 people. So you got a better shot at getting up there and maybe, getting a chance to win.
How many people were? Go ahead, Jordan.
Did you have enough cash in your pocket if you got up there and won that paid the taxes on it?
Not in my pocket, no. But again, they weren't like, I think like Plinko, the most you could have won was $2,500 total for 5 drops. Like, it was 500 in the middle, and she got 5 chances because she actually got all 5. Well, you get the hand you won, and she got 4 right. I mean, a couple of the even the Showcase Showdown, we were, you fake bid on the Showcase Showdown with the people. I was in the background trying to figure out what it would be, and we were both over. Like we overbid, and the 2 women overbid the Showcase Showdown. So nobody won. Like I think only 1 or 2 people actually won the pricing games. Like I'm not kidding. It was tough night for the show, but
Jordan, you mentioned the taxes. That's something that a lot of people don't think about whenever those big prizes are given away. But the person that we know that won, like in California or whatever, had the hardest time ever with the taxes in California. Like it was crazy.
You got to pay right then, or you don't walk away with anything.
It was like probably 50 or 60%, like crazy amount. And you got to pay taxes on the trip. You got to pay it on the car. If you win any cash, like you got to pay it all, man.
Yeah, my buddy probably would have ended up we were joking, we would have split whatever we won, me and the guy I went with. But it was a great time. Good time. Highly recommend going again. I thought we got free tickets. I don't know what it actually would have cost to pay. I'm not sure it was worth it if I were to pay, but it was fun for the entertainment value of it regardless.
Is that because you're employed at the park?
No, this was just my buddy's family gets tickets, and maybe I think they might even have like, we'll call it season tickets to the theater, to that it's called Heinz Hall is where it was located.
Yeah. It wasn't at the park. For some reason I thought, why would I think it was at the park?
Yeah, but no, it was good, man.
A couple of times I always wondered if it was worth it. You've answered my question.
I don't think like if you paid more than $50, it was $50 would be my max for it being worth it for the entertainment value. It's like 2.5 hours of being there. So
was it like exciting? Was the energy like,
I think it could have been better. It was fun, don't get me wrong in that regard. Like people stood up, cheered, whatnot. I think it could have been better though.
What's the show, the Antique Guys? They were here 2 weekends ago. The guys that go around and antiquing and stuff. They had that TV show.
Antique Roadshow or something like that? No, it's not it.
No, it's the two guys.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they were here 2 weekends ago. They're on like the History Channel or something.
I know what you're talking about, Jordan, but
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with it. But
It was just funny that they like showed up here.
nice.
That is
Also,
kinda fun.
the Pawn Stars have a road show too.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
They just had WWE here in Pikeville. I should have went.
Little
Dude,
house
you
show.
absolutely should have gone to the house show.
Yeah.
I know. Should have went, man.
You should
Didn't
have
do
went
it.
to the Blue White game.
So I couldn't go to the blue and white game. So we had that Halloween party.
Yeah, tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So we were having a hard time like figuring out when we were going to do it, and everybody's schedules are crazy. And, we're trying to invite like 25, 30 people, but everybody's schedules are just like insane. So we're like, we just need to pick a date. We need to stick to it, and we need to just plan around that date. And that was really the only time we could do it too. So it was the same day, unfortunately, as the blue and white game, which is the UK basketball game where they do the scrimmage, which, it turned out, I think, great. I think that, they packed the house and ended up raising, I think, like 125,000 or something like that for all the flooding that's happened in Eastern Kentucky, which is really cool. And that's why they did it here in Pikeville. They usually don't do that, but that was like the first time ever they did it. So they could raise money. And
So
do
it wasn't
something.
in like.
No, it was
It's in
here in
Pikeville.
Pikeville.
Wow. Okay.
So the
cool.
players actually wanted it to be here because of that fact. They wanted to do something to give back to here on this part of the state and to be able
Was
to
it the
try and
guys
raise
and the
money.
girls, or just the guys, Jones?
Just
I
this guy.
think just the guys.
Yeah. Usually
I
it's
think
a joint thing, but yeah. Okay. Probably just guys. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just the guys. And so the Halloween party ended up being great. We had probably 10 or 12 people come to it. We did it in the back space of our roastery. So we had this like outdoor space that we're kind of building out, and we're doing just like small events just for us in the beginning, but eventually it'll be something to where like we open up to the public probably. Maybe next spring or next summer. But we did we had we had chili, we had nachos, we had, other people brought appetizers, which were really good. Some people brought like little pieces of bread with like prosciutto on top, and then we had like little spinach bites, and we had a whole spread of like dessert. We had bourbon, we had tequila, we had Dos Equis. We had a pretty decent bar set up. I'll say that.
Good.
And built a fire, and just kind of hung out, man. It was a lot of fun. We don't do a lot of stuff like that often with just like, yeah, it was a lot of Kelly's work friends and a lot of my closer friends weren't able to make it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was chill, had some good tunes playing, good drinks flowing, setting ourselves up for a good time.
Good, dude. And you dressed as? Tell everybody who you dressed as.
Oh yeah, Dustin from Stranger Things. Kelly was Eddie Munson, which was a huge hit. Other costumes that were there. So this other couple dressed up as the couple from You. So he wore like the U attire with just like a plain black hat, and then he had a body bag. He's like, this thing's gonna be in the back of my truck. If I get pulled over, I'm screwed. But then his wife had like an apron on, a white apron with blood splattered all over it, and she was carrying like a bread roller. And then there were another couples like the Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. And then something from Yellowstone. And then I can't remember the other ones.
It's probably Rip and Beth Dutton, I bet.
Yeah. So it was a lot. Oh yeah. And like one of the couples had to bring their child. There was no, way around it. And she came as 11 from Stranger Things. So it was like Dustin, Eddie Munson, and 11 were there, and her costume was like spot on. She even had like the blood coming out of her nose, like on one side.
How old was this kid?
She's young. Yeah, she's pretty young. Probably shouldn't be watching Stranger Things. Probably doesn't even know anything
I
about
was
it.
to say, has no idea what it
is. Yeah. But pretty funny. But the party was great. We had a great time, and we're doing a huge party. We got a huge party tomorrow night. That's the bigger one. So that one's our pumpkin bash in Norton. So we're doing like a big block party for Halloween in Norton. We got a couple food trucks coming. We're setting up a big outdoor bar. We've got a punk cover band playing that's going to be playing like early 2000s, like 90s punk music, like Jimmy Eat World, All American Rejects, like
Nice.
that kind of stuff.
Good Charlotte, really.
Yeah, should be a big hit
Went over his head.
What'd you say?
I had a good reference there for him. I was like, "Good Charlotte," you remember?
Oh, good Charlotte! Heck yeah, man!
Joey
What a
knows.
band!
It's a.
Is that an inside joke?
You had to be at the wedding. You were at the wedding. You
Mm,
missed it. That's the reference.
let's keep bringing up how it wasn't at Jordan's wedding.
Benji.
All right, that's enough about me. Jordan, I saw that you played some golf over the weekend. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I played. Sunday with Zach at his country club. We like 8:30 tee time. Pretty cold out there. It took like 5 holes to get warmed up. We were so cold out there. It was a good day. It's a good day. A little early.
Dude,
Done.
playing golf in the cold, like your hands are so cold, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it hurts.
Yeah,
Especially if you don't hit a clean one. Like if you don't hit the ball clean, you're gonna feel it. Which is almost every time for us.
pretty cold. I'm playing a tournament this Sunday
Ooh.
at Lexington Golf Club. So we'll see how that goes. $60. I don't know what it includes. I just got asked this week. I was like, oh, sure, I'll play.
I didn't see what you shot. I didn't know
Monster.
about 18 birdies. What'd you shoot?
A 90. Zach and I didn't play so great. But then again, that's the first time I'd played since like 2 weekends for the wedding. It's funny. The first couple of putts we hit, Zach had not played since their bachelor party. He goes, man,
That's
it's
me.
crazy how much if you don't play, your putting sucks. I'm like, yeah, no wonder how these pros, they're always putting the whole time. It's the first thing it like goes if you don't like practice or play anything. You
True,
can't
man.
feel a putt. So
It really is just like
Okay.
it's all about putting and chipping and keeping the ball in play.
Short game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it looked like it was a good time. How's the club there? It's in pretty good shape still.
Oh yeah, everything's still great down here. Nothing's really changing. Some of the rough is like turning a little bit brown, but like fairways and greens, everything's still super green.
Yeah,
But
I'm
like,
trying to.
We've only had like a couple frosts. It's not, and they do a good enough job that they can keep everything green until like early January.
Nice. I'm trying to get a couple rounds in before it gets too cold. I was thinking about potentially trying to play Sunday and next weekend. I don't know. I got a couple buddies. I'm going to see if they want to go out and play, but I'm itching bad. My back is still hurting bad though. Like,
Still.
Wow.
yeah. And I talked about my shoulder. I'm going to go get that looked at. So now I've got a shoulder and a back problem, which doesn't set it up well for playing around to golf. But maybe I'll just go out there and do like half swings.
That'll work.
Whatever,
Yeah, club up and swing halfway.
Whatever.
Probably be more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever helps you get to the hole.
Nice one, Joey. Nice one. Okay, football. I think the pod this week, clean sweep, huh?
Absolutely. 3-0, baby.
Look at that. Look at that. Jets won again. Best football team in the league. Beat the Broncos. Cowboys, Bengals. Everybody won.
Everybody wins except now Jordan has to find out about 3 hours ago is their star wide receivers out for
Jamar
4 to 6 weeks.
Went down a little bit of a hip. He apparently been battling hip the last couple of weeks.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What was it like? 8-9 minutes left in the game. He comes up limp.
No, that was in the half. That was at halftime.
Right. No, yeah, like 2 minutes before the half. That's right. And he didn't play the rest of the game. He didn't really need to.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
he did play the rest of the game. He played still.
a little bit. He wasn't in there as many plays. But like I was talking with Brandon McGinnis about it. He's like, we were thinking like it's a strategy play because if you go on the IR, it'd be on there minimum 4 weeks, and they've got Browns on Monday night, Panthers next week, bye week, Steelers. So we're thinking they think they're okay without him until like the Titans in week 12. I don't know.
So
Do
like
they need him
play
to
it
win?
safe until they really need him.
Yeah, do you need him with T Higgins and Tyler Boyd? Maybe not. Still, we'd love to have him out there. But
your optimism is admirable, but
We'll
I
see.
don't think that's the case. But I think
I
they would
mean-
want to have him.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
I'd
next
like to
teams
think
they play
that-
are terrible. I mean, Steelers not good.
No,
Panthers
you're
bad.
right. It's a soft part of their schedule.
Browns. It's the best time he could get hurt if he's
I
going to be
guess.
out 4 weeks. I don't know.
I just
don't
don't
know.
want arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league to be hurt. Period. So
Yeah. Oh well. Good.
Yeah.
Good thing they've gotten number 2 and number 3 right behind him that are maybe in the top 25 wide receivers.
and Hayden Hurst, you got Hayden Hurst too.
Hayden Hurst, yeah.
How did Burrows play? I didn't see the highlights or anything.
What, 480 yards, 4
Yeah,
touchdowns?
Falcons couldn't stop.
And like the first half, it was like over 300 yards, wasn't it?
The game was over after like the second or third drive.
He's the only quarterback in NFL history that have 4 games of 500 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. The only quarterback in NFL history to have 500 yards and 4 touchdown passes or more
Wow.
in 4 games.
They looked unstoppable.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, the Bengals, maybe they're back. Are they back?
I don't know.
I
They made
right.
Sauce Gardner and the boys look pretty bad on that Jets defense a couple weeks ago. I mean,
The Jets defense is looking pretty good. I mean, that's really what's keeping them in it.
they didn't
I
look
think.
too good against the 2 losses they had.
Yeah, that's true.
And played 2 good teams, the Ravens and the Bengals.
That was the first 2 of the year. Got it. They were nervous. Get those out of the way, and then win. 4 straight. No big deal. Cowboys. I haven't seen much about the Cowboys, Joey. I'll be honest. Did you?
No, Dak came back. He was serviceable. It was a tight game at halftime, 6-3 at halftime, I believe. I was calling for Cooper Rush to come back in the game, but I'm not high on Dak at the moment. So our defense is probably one of the best in the league, which helps us a lot.
Zeke out?
Not officially, but I think so. Yeah,
Couple
I think
games
Zeke out too.
Out for the year or for a few games?
They said it's a torn MCL, but they're like, oh, he can still play. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
A torn MCL, and you're going to still play? No way.
I mean,
Well, I guess it's not as bad as ACL.
What is it? ACL's on the sides. MCL is across, I think.
and the
I don't
PCL.
know.
I don't know what they're all in there.
I don't know. I need to find the difference and throw it up in the video here.
Speaking of
Find a
ACL,
little graphic.
Jets offense going to be struggling a little bit without Bryce Hall.
Brees.
Whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
he had that huge run in the first half. The dude was. I think they clocked him at running like 21 miles an hour.
Wow.
Did they trade for James Robinson or what's his name down in Jacksonville?
Yeah, you got it. Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade deadline's tomorrow. Where's today? The NFL. I don't even know. We're terrible. You need to know that.
I don't know. I can tell you when the MLB trade deadline is. The only one that really matters in pro sports outside the NBA trade deadline. That one's pretty hard.
But
I don't know.
When is the MLB trade deadline, Jordan?
It used to be July 31st, and then they go back. It's like August 3rd or 4th now.
Yeah, July 31st.
Yeah, it used to be.
Joey, talk to me about the Hokies right now. Are you watching? You
Well,
got the game on?
I'm trying. We got Roku up here, and I'm trying to get it up, but it's not like I don't know what's going on. It looks like
touchdown Hokies.
Seriously?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
6-3.
Grant Wells rushed to the right, 4-yard touchdown. William Ross point after attempt good. Hokies up 7-3. 12:51 left in the third quarter.
I'm trying to
go.
focus, but also I want to watch the game, and I'm trying to. You guys can't see it, but
I screwed that up. I should have said touchdown Tech. That would have been.
Oh, nice, Joey.
Trying to, but
Nice.
it's not loading great. It's not loading great. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
So,
Is Grant Wells the worst quarterback in the ACC?
dude, I don't know why why we got him from Marshall. Like, what's the reasoning behind this?
No clue.
So, but I'm gonna probably turn on my phone here in a second. So,
Well, we'll check in periodically here, but you'll definitely be off the pod so you can finish the game. In time. Golf. You want to talk about golf for a little bit here?
yeah,
Talk
good
about
for
Rory.
Yeah,
Yeah, good for him. Won the.
Still hot.
He's still hot. Won the. How do you say that? Congaree,
Just a CJ Cup, right? Down in South Carolina?
South Carolina,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
usually a broad thing. They usually play that. Excuse me. That tournament abroad, but they can't for COVID. Still.
Oh, Joey's dying.
Yeah. Jeez.
He's choked up on his bar food spread that he has.
where they play the CJ Cup at?
It's usually in like Korea, but it was down in South Carolina.
Is it in Hilton Head? Where they play it at? Oh, the
Congaree
Golf Club.
Congaree Golf Club. I was trying to figure out how to actually say that, but I don't think it's
in
Congaree.
Ridgeland. It's in Ridgeland.
There was
keep doing his thing. He's carrying the flag for the PGA Tour.
If you Google Rory McIlroy right now, it's all these articles about him talking about live golf right now.
Yeah, they are.
There's some beef there. Yeah, he's sick of it, and he's just like, it's just going to continue to get worse if both like organizations keep trying to double down on all the stuff that's going on, and he feels betrayed from like all the players that left, and they were friends and they were Ryder Cup teammates, and all this stuff is coming out. Rory's just pissed. Let's just say.
Well, I was gonna say, and Bryson came out today and said that he's mad because they owe him like half of his performance bonus from the PIP thing. So I guess.
Oh, Liv owes him performance?
No. The PGA Tour.
Oh, they haven't paid him
performance bonus. A PIP, PIP. It's like some player something. I don't know. Jordan might be able to tell you, but it's more or less like. It's like incentivizing them, Jones, to like be active on social media and like put out content.
Yes, okay. Correct.
But Live Golf isn't making the players do that though, right?
I don't know. No, I mean, the PGA, it's a new thing. Like they just wanted, they were just trying to offer essentially another revenue stream a couple of years ago. I think is when it started. Like I think it might even be in year 2, and I guess part of it, if you to get your money, you had to also participate in some charity event. And I guess like the PGA canceled on Bryson before he switched over. Apparently, Bubba Watson hasn't been paid out either. I wouldn't be shocked if Phil hasn't been paid out either, because Phil finished second after he thought he finished first, and really it was Tiger who finished first. But
man,
yeah,
that's
Player
crazy.
Impact program.
Impact. There you go. Thank you.
There's definitely going to be some lawsuits coming out.
Yeah. Well, and the Masters was in the news this week too with some court stuff. Let's see, and a lot of this stuff's clickbait anyways when you look at it, but it's interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I still don't think it's good for golf in the long run. So I know Trump was playing today. They're playing in Miami. I think this is the year-end live event this week too.
Yeah.
Which I won't watch, but if I see a clip online or something, I'll click on it. But
yeah, that's the only way I've seen anything of it, is just like catching up on those quick highlights or something on YouTube.
I guess Trump hit a drive. Trump hit a drive today, turned around and said, I bet Joe Biden can't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Trump only hits the ball like 190 yards, though.
I know.
I love that he talks shit about it, but like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, when you see his swing, he doesn't have a lot of torque behind it. That's for sure.
I don't pay attention to golf until the waste management. Y'all following a lot of golf right
now.
Yeah. The waste management is when I like turn it on for the year. This fall stuff's okay.
I hear you.
Like,
they go over to Korea and play some, and
and this was supposed to be that one. The CJ Cup was supposed to be.
Let me tell you, if you got an itch and you want to watch some golf content, that's not PGA or Live Golf. I've been watching a ton of Scratch, so on YouTube, Adventures in Golf. So Jordan got me turned on to the Random Golf Club guy, Eric Lang.
He's good.
He is an awesome storyteller. I was telling Kelly this. I was watching some of his stuff on YouTube last night, and I think he's got like 7 seasons on Adventures in Golf. So he goes to like travels all over the world and captures these stories at like different towns and cities across the world, and then there's always like golf associated with it too. So telling these kind of stories, and it's really cool. But he reminds me a lot of like Anthony Bourdain and how he did his Parts Unknown
Rest in peace,
series. Yeah, rest in peace, man. I was addicted to his stuff. I really liked his content. But yeah, just a great storyteller. I listen to Eric Lang's podcast too. But yeah, it's much different than Bob Does Sports. I'll say that. Which I watch a lot of that too. It's kind of funny. I watch a lot more of like Rick Shiels golf, Bob Does Sports,
Giuseppe D.
Eric Lang. Like I watch their golf content more than I watch like PGA stuff or live stuff or whatever. Any of the professionals, like Russian DeChambeau has a pretty decent YouTube channel, but that guy's just I don't know. It's hard to like the guy.
He's a gimmick.
Yeah,
I mean, he's practically a WWE wrestler.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
really. I mean,
I hear you.
Actually, after I watched his,
It's hard to
YouTube
like.
channel-
He's Jordan. He's a
heel.
Yeah.
He's a heel.
After I watched his YouTube channel a little bit, I liked him a little bit more because it shows like a totally different side of him. But yeah, still, he's just kind of a d-bag.
Joey, beside the sexual misconduct, Bryson DeChambeau is Trevor Bauer. They think about their sport in too much of a scientific form.
Yeah, that's a good
and it works for them. Won the U.S. Open, won a Mickey Mouse, Cy Young.
Yeah,
they're very similar.
it's a good way to. That's a good comparison.
They look at their sport a little bit different than everyone else, and have had a very minimal amount of success with that.
Yeah. But Joey, you should definitely go on YouTube and watch some of Eric Lang's stuff. Either
have to
follow the Random Golf Club, that's one of his channels, and then the other one is Scratch. And that's
I've heard
the
of
one,
Scratch.
Yeah, that's the one that has the
SK, right? SKRATCH or whatever, right?
I applied to be on the break in Pinehurst. A bunch of us down here.
Really?
We didn't get picked. Yeah.
The
That's
big
cool.
break.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool what he
Not
does
good
on
enough.
that.
No
On
offense.
Random Golf Club.
No, they take people from different handicaps to try to. You have to set
I
a
thought
score.
you
So
meant
like
the big
you're
break.
playing number 2,
Right.
and you're like, I'm going to break 90, and I am a 12 handicap.
I thought
And
you meant like the
so,
big break. Do you remember the big break?
yeah.
That's
Those
what
were awesome back in the day.
I know. That's what I thought you meant. Sorry.
No. He's got like a breaking series. So like they'll go to like Aaron Hills, like after
So it's the breaking 100 or 90 with Trent. That's copy.
essentially, yeah. But he like take 3 or 4 people with different handicaps. So he'll
he's
take
hoping.
he'll take like a scratch golfer. He'll take like an 8, a 12, a 25, and they got to break the scores.
That's a really good series. And he mixes it up too with like women and men too. Which is really cool. But Trent, man, he is so bad. Trent is so bad. The Hokies just scored, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
Another
You
touchdown.
heard me. I couldn't tell if you heard me. I just
Sorry to interrupt the program, but we wanted to let you know that Why Not Us is brought to you by Lincoln Road Roastery based in Kentucky. Lincoln Road is a coffee roastery and cold brew coffee and tea brewery. If you want good coffee, sparkling tea, or kombucha, look no further than Lincoln Road. They have locations in Northern Virginia and Pikeville, Kentucky, or you can also visit their website at lincolnroad.coffee to receive coffee every month, and you can also check out some of the cool merch they have as well. Lincoln Road reminds us all to drink good coffee and do good things. Use code WhyNotUsPod to receive 10% off of your order. Back to the program.
I said the under was at 39, getting a little scary for some people. 17 points there.
Oh, I didn't even know. I think I only saw that they were like 13.5-point dogs. I do know that much.
Yeah, they were laying a lot.
So Hokies is at 14-3 now?
Yeah.
All right.
They
14-3.
lost to like NC State in like 15 years. And the granted, they don't play every year either. But
Yeah. Well, the Hokies sure need to win. That'd be great if they would. Jordan, let's talk about Halloween for a second.
Okay.
Sure, Joey, by the way. So you're getting prepped for Halloween here.
Mhm.
It has been known you have 300 plus kids that come.
Yeah, we had 317 last year. It was our first Halloween in our neighborhood where we bought our house at, and we were warned that like Halloween's a pretty big deal because you can hit up like maybe 200 or 300 houses and at 2 hours of being out.
Man, that's a huge neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty big neighborhood. Yeah, we bought. I got them right here.
Yeah, let's see it. And then tell us what your favorite one is.
We bought,
he's going to have a pitch counter, by the way, folks. So we'll report back next week when he lets us know how many.
Yeah, we have a pitch counter. So
And if Jordan hits 500
Post about
kids,
it. Just post about
The 3 of these, so it's just like the assorted just regular candy.
I see some Airheads. I love Airheads.
Yeah, and then two chocolates. So we have 5 bags of candy, 150 pieces in the chocolate, and 175 in the normal candy. So we got enough candy for like 500 kids. I'll only open so many, and we'll return what we don't use.
I think hilarious, by the way.
What's your go-to out of the candy that you bought?
No, like there's like a bunch of stuff in this other candy. Like not many of the kids like Airheads or like the Swedish Fish. So that's usually what left over.
Airheads are great.
Yeah,
Both great candies. I've gotten older. Swedish Fish have grown on me.
Yeah, I haven't eaten either of those in forever, but I used to love Airheads.
I got a big bucket over here with 2 bags already in it. We started out with, and then we give each kid 2 pieces of candy.
Did you buy some beer too? You got beer for the?
Yeah, we had a cooler. I had a cooler beer, and we had some seltzers or wine for the moms last year. Some partook, some didn't. I had a TV on last year, then had the witching hour games on and the Sunday night game on last year. This year, I guess World Series, World Series is on, so both teams are playing. Joseph's Phillies and then my Bengals. But they start like 8:00, and usually trick or treating is usually over with by then anyway because it's school night. So probably be inside.
Is it on Halloween, like when you do this, or is it over the weekend when you're?
No, Halloween. I won't give out any candy unless it's on Halloween. I mean, we don't celebrate Christmas on December 23rd or December 26th. We celebrate.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
All these neighborhoods have different Facebook groups, and people have already started asking, "Oh, when we trick or treat?" And someone's like, "Same day we always do, October 31st." Like
on Halloween.
On Halloween, like it's a stupid question to ask on that. Like Halloween's one day. Like if you want to go trick or treat on Saturday, go to a trunk or treat at like a local church.
Yeah, that's true. And we're doing one of those Saturday at Felix's daycare.
There we go.
We're going to be campers, and it's going to be
way to go, Dad.
Yeah, Dad of the Year.
If we get 300 kids, I'll be happy because there's a little bit of rain in the forecast this year, and it's a Monday night, so I don't know.
Did you bury a bottle of bourbon somewhere?
It will ward off It will ward off rain right before you need it. So.
Oh man, you'll never see that bottle again.
Oh no. Some landscaper was drinking that while he's finishing mowing.
All right, we talked about this in our group text, but you all have some side hustles coming up that I want to know more about.
Yeah, but Joey, I'll let you go ahead.
So I help out 2 basketball. Well, I help out during football season too. Actually, the first game I'm working is this Friday or Saturday for Duquesne. But at Duquesne, I do the scoreboard or the game clock or the play clock for football. And then a basketball scoreboard, game clock, or shot clock. So those seasons, obviously football's in full gear. Duquesne's had 2 home games. I think they're like 7 games in, but they've only had 2 home games. This weekend will be their 3rd. So it'll be my first football game this weekend. But basketball starts next week. And do both the men's and women's. I guess this is almost my 3rd season. I had to go back and look, honestly. I can't remember if it's my 3rd or 4th season working at Duquesne helping out. So I look forward to it. Get to sit on the court, get a free meal, get paid $50 a game as well. But I just enjoy being around basketball. So it gives me something to do and keeps me kind of, my basketball flame flickering, I guess, a little bit. And I help out at the local high school as well, doing the same thing. High school doesn't have a shot clock here in Pennsylvania, but I either do the scoreboard or the game clock there. And head coach texted me this week to make sure I wanted to come back. And I said, sure, I'd love to. So that doesn't start till December for the high school. But looking forworld to it.
How'd you come across like doing this? I'm sorry, I'm chewing up an ice cube right now.
Jones, I mean, working in college athletics, I've always known about it. And, even when I was younger, like my dad was somebody who like had to deal with the officials, had to deal with getting the table. It's called table staff is what we technically are. And Jordan does something else at the table, as he'll tell you. But so I've known about it for a long time. And then you even become friends with the guys. And we both worked in college athletics. You see the same guys at every game, especially at a small town. Mm-hmm. Usually it's the same 3 guys. Here at Duquesne, we have a rotation of 5 or 6 of us. because some guys don't like to do certain spots on the table. Some guys don't like to do women's versus men's. You've got an official scorer as well. So there's all these things you can do to participate in the game that people don't even realize. But my girlfriend Jones worked at Duquesne, if you recall, and she told him I was looking to do something, and my dad did as well. He knew one of the ops people there and told him, "Hey, my son's moving to Pittsburgh. He'd love to help out." And they started me on football. And they're like, "Hey, you want to do basketball too?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I've been doing it. I think I've been there almost 3 full seasons now, maybe 4.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to work at the college like full time?
No, I've never asked. No. I don't have any interest in doing that right now.
We're never going back.
Never going back.
If it was a situation, I would go back, honestly. But no, man, I don't have any interest.
What level is Duquesne?
It's Division I.
Yeah.
Football's FCS. Basketball's Division I. We were looking it up this week. Duquesne hasn't been to the NCAA tournament in like 50 years for men's basketball.
Maybe this year.
That was it. Maybe this year. No, they're not going to win. That was
no, not in their conference.
Duquesne's lost like 7. They've lost 17 in a row, Jones, as well.
They played a good basketball conference.
What's a college that I would know that's like in their division?
Richmond. They're in the A10.
Spadas.
The Spadas. Dayton's in the A10.
Oh, okay. A lot of schools I know them.
They just added Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
So, but now tell Jordan about what you do.
So I will also work at a mid-major institution. I guess I've been there.
Being generous, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Their facilities are pretty good.
Well, you're right.
I don't know. When I left college athletics, I went straight into working for them on the side. So this is probably my 5th season.
What school?
High Point University. Your
my wife's alma mater. How about that right there, huh?
Yeah.
Joey hates High Point, by the way.
We all do.
Yeah. But Jordan got a contract this year, folks. He's under contract at the university.
I got a little contract where I got to work all home men's and women's games for basketball, and then at least 10 lacrosse matches. I'll still work all the lacrosse matches. It's easy.
But tell them what you do.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are the deliverables here?
For anybody that watches this that bets on sports, if you've ever watched the live stats on your phone for whatever app you use, Yahoo, ESPN, whatever, I'm the guy that makes sure you know what the score is and what the stats are. So I input everything that goes on the court into a computer.
That's awesome.
Points, rebounds, fouls, steals, assists, turnovers, anything that's a tangible statistic goes into a computer by me.
Yeah, and Jordan and I will text each other, after some of our games or during some of our games when crazy things happen that like we've never seen before.
Yeah. I had a couple last year, like somebody in Vegas lost money on 2 of the games that I scored.
There was a wrong score in one of your games.
Wrong score in one of mine. That I tried to bring to their attention. High Point lost a game because they had the wrong score on the board, and no one wanted to believe because we're not official. The book's official until the end of the game, and then my stats are the official stats that are sent to the NCAA.
Wow! So you stumped whoever was running the scoreboard.
Yeah,
but they didn't realize it.
So here's the thing, and then this is probably boring to a lot of people.
I'm not bored. I'm intrigued.
So there was 5 fouls. The 6th foul was committed. They went straight into 1-on-1, and the official held up 2 fingers. So they were giving away two foul, free throws. No, 1-on-1. Guy misses the first one. They give him a second one. Misses the first one. Free throw lane violation. He gets to reshoot the first one, makes the first one, makes the second one. So the other team's up 2 points. And then High Point goes and loses in overtime because of that. So they were leading the game, and then that turned everything around. And at the end of the game, I called it out, and the scoreboard operator and the book were like, "We messed up." And I'm like, "You darn right you guys messed up." And another one, we were working some tournament game early in the season. It was like part of the Golf and Classic. And the scoreboard and the book completely missed a layup by William and Mary. And William and Mary lost a ton of games last year. And it would have been a game they won. And they missed that. They missed the layup. But they didn't put it in the book. So I had to go back through and delete that basket and cause a turnover to get the position to change. So yeah, Joey and I text a lot during the season because we're both working games on pretty much the same night, and High Point's also in a conference that we used to work in, so we know all the same people.
And people just don't realize, Jones, how not important, right? Like, you don't notice any of our jobs unless something goes wrong, right? Like if I screw up the shot clock or screw up the score, or like,
yeah,
you just think it's like,
well, you just
don't
think
realize there's people like doing that manually behind the
yeah,
scenes.
you show up to the game, and dude, Jones, these officials are getting paid thousands of dollars a night, just so you know as well.
Yeah.
To like, because we're like an extension of the officials. Like that's what all our jobs are. In some capacity. Jordan's not so much, but like
they come over to me sometimes to look at like the play-by-play. And
yeah, he's an extension of like the official scorer. Jordan is in theory. But yeah, man, it's a job that like people love it, and people that do it, like I love doing it. You know, I would never, unless I left Pittsburgh or something, I'm never going to give that job up. Like I just enjoy it. It's fun.
It's too easy. I mean, what we do is it's easy enough. Like we've worked it and done it. You know.
Yeah, it's like second nature for us. Yeah, absolutely. So
Jordan, do you? And I noticed this. Like I was friends with one of the SIDs here at UPike for a time before he left.
Yeah, I know Rick well. Yeah.
So they had to run back and forth like a bunch to whoever was doing the game live, like on the radio or whatever. Do you have to do that as well? Like do a printout? You do like a printout real quick. You take it to the radio.
We only give printouts. So things have changed a little bit, and also too, we're talking about the Division I level here versus the NAIA.
And I'm also thinking in my head, like, why is there a printout? Like everything should be live.
So coaches. So here's the thing: at our setup there, we have two iPads that are on the end of each score table facing the bench, so they're able to look at the stats as the game goes on, mostly for fouls. It's really all coaches care about are fouls. And then each media timeout, we print out sheets and give to each team and radio. That's really the only time I print out. Most of the time, media has a iPad set up or a computer near them, a computer monitor that has stats on it. So we really don't print them out for them anymore. We usually just give them halftime and final box.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd say on an average season, when I was doing this full time, I'd say on an average season, we'd go through probably 15 or 20 reams of paper every year. Which sounds terrible, but I mean, it has to be done sometimes. I mean, where Joey and I used to work at, the facilities and amenities weren't quite up to the rest of their competitors, so we had to do things a little extra.
Now, are you doing this because like High Point they don't have like a full-time person to do it, or
no, they have too much money and they would rather pay someone else to do it than what I used to do. So back in another life, I would score the game, tweet, and write the story at the same time.
Because Radford didn't have enough money to pay people, Jones.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible. They didn't have the money nor cared to find the money to pay other people to do it. So High Point just pays people to score the game, and they worry about social media and writing the game recap.
So they don't want to hire somebody on staff. They'd rather contract it out.
Yeah, it's way cheaper that way. I mean, think about this. You're going to pay me $125 a game for 40 games or whatever versus paying someone $45,000 a year. I mean,
right.
It was just another duty Jordan had to do, more or less, Jones. So as a salaried employee at Radford, and again, it's all about resources. Like I work Duquesne's an A10 school, and you know that's just normal. Like honestly. So
here's the thing too: what I do during the game is incredibly stressful for the person that's a full-time job for.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to worry about everything that can go wrong during that game. Like what I'm not trying to like underplay this. What I do is very stressful. I struggle to go to sleep after a game because my mind is racing because I've heard nothing but numbers for 2 hours.
Do you find you take it way more seriously, like now that it's like more of a part-time thing than it was when it was like a full-time?
No, I walk into the gym and I'm locked in and maybe got another score here.
Hope score again?
Big play again.
No, when I walk in the gym, I'm as locked in as when I was doing this full time. I mean, you kind of have to be. Like, there's really no room for a screw up, honestly, because it messes up everything. The flow is everything, and Joey knows what I'm talking about. Like, the flow is everything.
Yeah,
You're
his
a
is
basket or a foul, you're screwed. You got to go back and find that.
Yeah, because what Jordan's doing, and I know we're getting too deep into this and we have other things to get to, but like Jones, he's got to record the team, the jersey number, what happened, and like things happen that fast. Think about a basketball game, man. Like steal, rebound, steal, pass. Like,
And I have to
there's
put
all
the
these-
location on the court of every action that's happened.
yeah, like he's got to do everything and quickly. Like in football, it's a little slower. It's still hard in football too, by any means. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But
you
in
got a little bit of
basketball,
break in football.
But you usually get a breather like every down at least, so you can
media
Yes,
timeouts.
comprehend what's going on. In basketball, you don't have that time unless there's a timeout, a foul, something went out of bounds or whatever.
And you got to figure out who's in the game too. Like it helps you in that regard. Like you've got your 5 guys on the court, so you only have 5 guys to choose from each time someone's in the game.
Yeah.
But it's just tough. And the only thing mine is tough is the shot clock's the real hard thing. The game clock and the scoreboard are not very difficult jobs in my opinion.
Shot clock's the second worst thing you can do.
Shot clock's super difficult to do, especially in the men's game. But the shot clock person, I always say this. Shot clock person, Jones, is sitting at like center court, and both baskets are far away from you. If you're a shot clock person, I almost feel like you should be like back in the day when they had like the goalie people behind them in hockey, like to let them know that the puck was in the net. Like you should be sitting at mid court trying to determine if a ball hit the rim and for a shot clock person to reset the shot clock. But neither here nor there. I'm getting down a path, but we both love it. It's fun. We both have a good time doing it, and we enjoy it.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight there. You don't realize how much really that goes into some of that stuff, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about it as we move along, as you all move along, and getting some content around it too. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we'll tell you some stories as they come. It's always funny too, man. There's always some characters around these things, and it's fun.
All right, we got to plan. We got to plan Jordan's milk challenge here real quick. I think it's I think it's time. It's obviously time that we do it, and we put it off for this long, and I think it's time that we get it scheduled. We're on episode 13. Jordan, what are you feeling, man? You think by 15 or 16 you can do it?
I got to work it around basketball games. I don't get a bathroom break during basketball games.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's everything. Well, at halftime you do.
Halftime, I get 2 bathroom breaks a game before the game starts and at halftime. So let me work around a schedule. I cannot have any type of tummy issues around.
We need to do it so you have at least 2 or 3 days to recover.
Yeah. And Joey knows like there's no time to run. I mean, there's been a lot of times during games where I've needed to piss or take a shit. I can't. Like
that is the worst feeling in the world, too.
Yeah, like you just can't go.
That's crazy.
We'll have to look at the schedule.
All right. We'll get the schedule.
I need at least a couple of days in between on all
that. We'll shoot for 15 or 16. That's our goal.
Yeah, I gotta look. I'm looking at my schedule now.
All right, we'll get it scheduled. We'll come back with a definitive date here soon. Quick hit here, Joey. The video is up of when we had some trouble with the audio. I thought it turned out pretty good. I'm going to post it later tonight on Instagram. But just like what a debacle that was.
Unbelievable. Still can't believe it happened, but I can believe it happened.
And there was more that I could have put in it. Like there was a lot more, but I was trying to get it down to a minute.
A minute. Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
So you could do YouTube shorts. And for whatever reason, when I uploaded it on YouTube, it didn't do it as a short. But hopefully, like when I upload it on Instagram, it'll come up as a reel. Because I framed it to the size it's supposed to be. But anyhow, it has to be a minute or less for Instagram reels or for YouTube shorts.
Sure.
There was more there was more of like, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Good.
Joey, try this. Can you hear me? And then my favorite part is when you were doing this. I can hear you.
Well, I was trying to like enunciate, but like try to like you talk fast, but like I'm hoping you're lip reading. Like I'm like you're lip reading.
That's it. It was so good, so good. I'm glad we captured that. Oh man, it was funny stuff. So if you haven't watched that, it's up on YouTube. It's going to be up on Instagram. It's not right now, but by the time you listen to this or watch this pod, it will be up on Instagram. You should go give that a look. Great ideas that are also bad ideas. I've got one this week, guys.
All right, let's hear it.
last week, and I think Jordan needs to do next week's because I think Joey and I have hogged it so far.
Yeah.
But we talked last week about the goalposts, right?
Yeah.
These goalposts are getting torn down. They're getting thrown in
Tennessee.
a river. People are littering with goalposts. The innovations are awful in the goalpost world. So this idea is a digital goalpost. No steel infrastructure. So the goalpost is just lasers, right? You can see it, but it's not a physical thing.
Yeah.
And so if the football is going to hit the post, sometimes it hits it, right?
It incinerates it.
It one way or the other.
Yeah.
So there would be these fans set up with like extreme force of air. So if it hits the laser on one part of the post that should make it shoot this way or that way, the shoots of air would just make the football go that way.
Wow.
Think about that.
Next level, dude. Next level.
That's $1 billion idea.
You could sell that to the what's the league where the audience picks the plays, Joey? What's that called?
Oh yeah, I can't remember, but yeah.
Jones should sell that to them. It's only broadcasted on Twitch, whatever they play.
UFL
Something where like the fans pick the plays.
Yeah.
He needs to sell that to them.
I think it'd be better if the football got incinerated or something if it hit the post.
There was a flamethrower that came out and just like.
Yeah. No, I mean it's interesting. It takes away the whole hitting the post thing.
I love a good doink though. That's
a doink is
me.
but there would be a sound that made it still sound like a doink.
Like
yeah.
Something just absurd.
You would hear the doink, but I'm telling you, as far as like technology has advanced, like there's no reason why this couldn't be tested.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tennessee only has permanent field goal posts. Most schools in this country have the ones you can tear down. Apparently Tennessee refuses that.
Yeah. So, all right, that's not a bad idea. I'm down. Let's find somebody.
Yeah,
Get
it's
Series
a billion
funding or Series B funding, whatever the hell you want to call it in the financial world. We'll find somebody.
Yeah, well, we've got over $5 million that people have just given us. They're like, go do something with this.
It's been unbelievable the reception we received.
We're picking up new listeners every week. A lot of investors are communicating with us on our email. They're going to our website, filling out the form.
The fan-controlled football league. That's what it's called. You need to reach out to them.
Yeah. Fan-controlled football league?
Fan-controlled football league.
Okay.
You need to reach out to them. That seems to be something up their alley.
Okay. We can do that. All right. We're going on to our Did You Knows. Did you know my biggest fear is blank? And this is going to be a not so serious fear. We could get really deep here if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Which that's how I started. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe we go a little bit not so serious.
Yeah.
So, biggest fear, it's Halloween. Still spooky out here. Joey, give me some spooky sounds.
Ooh.
I love it. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Joey, go. Joey, go.
You got it, Jordan.
And apparently, Jordan and Joey already have this thing where they know each other's or something.
Well, he probably remembers mine talking about this. Did you know my biggest fear is getting stuck in a revolving door in like a hotel or some type of building?
Wow.
Refuse to go through them. I only go through the other doors. I refuse to go through a revolving door.
Really?
Yeah. And there's like hotels you have to go around. I refuse to go through these.
That is wild.
Doesn't like them.
We were walking the other night, and the hotel that's down here, the Hampton, has one of those.
Hate them.
And Penny tried to jump in it, to go in it. The thing started moving. I was like, oh shit.
There's no room near one of those. You get stuck, you're stuck. I mean, I'm not a claustrophobic person, but that screams claustrophobic.
I thought you were
say it's a.
I thought we were gonna have a horse story, but
nah, I'm legit. That's not silly. I'm legitimate. I don't mess with them. Nope.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm that's a fear of mine of getting stuck in one of those, but it does cross your mind.
Yeah.
I'll go next.
Go for it.
Did you know I am like really afraid of falling out of like a roller coaster, man? I'm not a big roller coaster guy.
Oh,
Anytime I'm in one, like I'll ride them. Don't enjoy them, but I'll ride them. I'm like grabbing on, and I'm worried that thing's gonna like unlatch on me and I'm gonna fall out.
yeah.
Like that's just not something I like enjoy.
I
So,
used to hate roller coasters, but now I really enjoy them. But I still like I'm grabbing on.
I'm grabbing, yeah, dude. I'm grabbing upside down. I'm like, this is not fun for me. Like I don't get it.
I do not. Do you put your hands up?
No.
Like, yeah.
I'm grabbing. White knuckle.
Yeah, Joey's holding on like tight.
Yeah.
But do you like it after it's over?
No, hell no.
That's funny. Did you know my biggest fear is this one's kind of funny, but I'm a dad now, and there's certain situations that you don't want to get yourself in. And so my biggest fear right now is if we are on a plane and Felix poops himself and we don't have wipes, we don't have diapers, and we have no way of, figuring out this situation. And he's just like screaming and crying and there's just nothing we can do.
And everybody's staring at you.
And everybody's just like staring at you and they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, there's like 3 fears in that. There's 1 of not having a prepared diaper bag.
Yeah.
There's 2, your child shitting themselves on a plane. And 3, a crying baby on a plane. So yours is a nightmare.
It's a big one, yeah. And it's a lot to keep up with, like the diaper bag, like keeping it stocked. Like you got to check in, you got to check inventory. You got to have plenty of wipes, plenty of diapers. We're changing like 15 or 20 a day, probably.
I thought it was going to be like leaving your kid in the car and like forget, like you're in the car.
Yeah, that crosses your mind too. But I think in our vehicle, it says like when it notices there's something, there's something in the back seat and it says, hey, before you leave or whatever, make sure you check the back seat. But the car I drive doesn't, and I pick him up from daycare a lot. So that's another fear. Yeah, just leaving him in the car, or
I don't have a kid. That's a fear of mine someday.
Yeah.
You're a new parent. Like, there's just all kinds of things. You're in a new routine that you're not used to doing for the last 10 years of your life. I mean, there's a lot of things you got to remember.
Right. And this week, it's like he just figured out that he could roll over. So he started to roll over. And when he's laying on his stomach the first night, like he screamed all night, like 2 nights ago, because he didn't realize he could fall asleep like on his stomach. So then the next night we were like, we just need to like let him cry it out so he can like figure it out. It's like, hey, this is okay. And he did. And we had a great night last night. So we're hoping for another good one. But he's now rolling over on to his stomach. And today at daycare, they told us that he rolled back over on his back. So that was like huge. A huge moment for him. So big stuff, dad stuff, man. Whew.
Dad talk.
Moving on here. Bacon. Anybody's bacon burned?
I'll give you just one quick one. It's my dog. My dog.
Hank. He was attacking you last week.
That's Puppy.
Hank, we like, I mean, not that we got stupid on him, and I don't like to use that word a lot, but we were like, Emily doesn't like leaving him in the cage when she's on like work calls and stuff. And we're like, all right, we still want to let him run around by himself down, on the bottom floor. And sure enough, and he's been like ripping at the rug for a while. It's not a big deal, Sure enough, he finally got under the rug this week and just started just pulling the rug up essentially. And like, we don't own this place. We rent it and like we pay a pet deposit, not a big deal, but he did it yesterday. He did it again today. Like we taped it. I don't know how to fix a freaking rug. Like I can't like sew a rug back into the floor. Like we did realize there was tile underneath our rug. But like, I don't know how we can, other than we taped it back down. Like, I don't know how we're going to stop this from happening over and over again.
He's bored.
I know. Well, and it's just like, Emily's like, she's like, today when it happened, she's like, I literally went upstairs to go pee and she came back downstairs and it was the same thing again. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I like, how do you fix it? We start spraying like the dog stuff in that area, but that doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't help. But so Hank finally got it. He got us good. That's the first time he's ever got anything good on us. So I'll try to send you a photo of it, Jones. I think I probably have one somewhere that Emily has saved or something.
I'd love to see
she FaceTimes me And I'm like, why is she FaceTiming me? And I'm like, oh man. And she just is like, and sure enough, he just ripped up because there's like cushioning underneath the floor anyway. That's just like, I'm like, oh geez. So
Jordan said it though. When they're bored, man,
Hank burnt my bacon.
Yeah.
When dogs are bored or puppies are bored, they just like tear into whatever is there.
Exactly.
Peanut butter and a cone and one of those Kongs.
Kongs. Oh, we do that too, dude. We do that too. He's got ear infection right now too, and
those are the worst for dogs, man.
Ear infection, so he keeps shaking his head, and we think he had a little bladder infection. So he's been
going
through
ear wash. Do you have to do like the ear wash?
I don't know. We've got some ear stuff that the vet gave us or something.
Yeah,
so.
Goldens are bad to have yeast. Like it's just build up like yeast in their ears. You have to clean them out every so often.
Same thing for our dog, because I think our dog's ears are probably similar, like pretty hairy and big, and yeah.
But yeah, so Hank burned my bacon.
I can't think of something that like really burned my bacon this time. Like this is the third week in a row that I really can't think of something, which is great. That's great news.
Good. I don't have anything.
Jordan's good too.
All right, well, let's get the super high five then.
Let's go to super high five. All right, this week, which was a recommendation from Jordan Childress. I thought it was Joey, but it's actually Jordan. We are doing super high five bar foods, which I think is great. We all like food in this pod. We've talked about food quite a bit, and I think food has been in a lot of our super high fives. So we are doing super high five bar foods.
Yep.
And gents, if you don't mind, I will go first and just rip through this.
Of course.
Number 5, I am going to go with deep fried pickles.
Okay.
Big deep fried pickle guy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like that or no?
No comment. Don't like pickles. Continue.
Joey doesn't like pickles, but I'm with you.
Joey doesn't
Spears or chips? Spears or chips?
Probably the chips, because the spears, like the breading falls off so much.
Correct.
Yeah, you gotta go with the chips. All right. Number 4, I am going to go with French fries, man. Just a big old basket of fries, and I like them crispy. I do not like soft fries, and I would prefer like thin, like string fries. I don't like wedges as much. I don't like crinkles as much. I want really crispy, like string fries. That's my favorite. And like seasoned well, I really like that. And then just like with 1,000 condiments. I want like barbecue sauce, I want ketchup, I want hot sauce, I want options. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And sometimes I mix it all together. Number 3, I'm gonna go with jalapeno poppers. Huh?
Had to be common, yeah.
Gosh, I'm a huge jalapeno guy. Eat them often, almost every day, honestly. Number 2, I'm gonna go with a hot, soft pretzel. And I want some beer mustard with it.
Okay.
And again, that's one of those things. I like to have options. I like to have honey mustard. I like to have beer mustard. I like to have beer cheese, like whatever. I just like to have it out in front of me. I like to have options. Yellow mustard. And then number 1, I'm going to go with nachos. You can't go wrong.
Okay.
With nachos or just like chips and salsa. Big old spread of tortilla chips and ingredients on top. Okay. That's my super high five bar foods.
All right, I'll go next so Joey can go last. Apparently he's got props.
I'm lying. I don't have them this week. Sorry. Hate to bury the lead.
Okay, so number 5 for me, I'm with Jones on that. Fried pickle chips. Number 4, only because they can be a little messy and soggy sometimes, nachos, loaded nachos. Number 3 would be like a bar pizza.
Oh yeah.
Like a just like a little person, like a little bar pizza, flatbread, something like that. It's always something you can share at a bar. Number 2, wings, extra crispy wings, and then number 1. You mentioned it, but you left it wide open. Missed opportunity. Bacon cheese fries with rice. Number 1. I know it's going to be
load them down.
Load them down. Bacon cheese fries. That's number 1.
What was number 2 again? Remind me number 2 again.
Wings.
What sauce do you like in your wing? You like dry rub? You like them wet? Like how do you like them?
I like them wet. I'm not going to pick a sauce because it's whatever.
Bone in, I imagine, right? Bone in.
Bone in, yeah. If they have boneless, we'll do boneless too. Whatever they have, wings.
Chicken nuggets, but yeah.
I was gonna say boneless is chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
It's
for
not a
sure.
wing.
Prefer bone in flats.
Okay.
Flats. I'm a flats guy.
Not
You
a drum.
break the side and suck it off. That's the only way to do it. All right, Joey.
Yeah, number 5, guys, for me, and onion rings. Love some good onion rings.
Ooh. What's your sauce? You like ketchup or what? You like a spread
Ranch,
or sauce?
honey mustard, whatever sauce is sweet and good, man. Give it to me, baby.
Heyo. Heyo.
So, number 4, loaded potato skins. Love me some good loaded potatoes. Dude, bar down the street here does them right. They put like nacho cheese and then put cheese on top with the bacon.
Is
Unbelievable.
that the bar I went to you with?
Stinkies, yes.
How about
Unbelievable.
those potato skins from Pizza Factory, huh? All right, Joey, go ahead.
Number 3, nachos, like you guys. Big nacho guy. Prefer no jalapenos on my nachos. Do like some meat.
Boo.
Don't mind some barbecue, whatever you want to put on there. Ground beef's fine. Not my favorite choice. But yeah. Number 2, mott sticks, boys. Mozzarella sticks.
Oh, good play, Joey.
Was at a brewery last night for a couple of beverages, or 2 nights ago. I can't remember. And we had some. They weren't mott sticks, but they were mott sticks. You know what I'm saying? They dress them up as something else. You know, potato cheese or something. I don't know. Delicious though. And then number 1, Jordan. You know, Jordan and I share an affinity and a love for this bacon cheese fries with as many sides of ranch as they will give me. So is number 1 for me. I thought about wings. I'm not a big wing guy, and then I thought about a burger. Obviously, bar food burger. I was like, these
I think
these
we
five-
were thinking all on the same page, like apps for whatever.
Well,
reason.
and that's bar food, right? Like when you think
Yeah.
bar food, you think like fried pan things, you know. So, but yeah, onion rings, loaded potato skins, nachos, mott sticks are a must, and then bacon cheese fries.
How much of yours did you base around bar foods in Blacksburg? Because I thought of a lot on mine. Like the pizza,
Dude,
I went straight to the cellar with that. I was thinking about the cellar pizza.
Oh, the
Not
cellar
really.
pizza's good.
I
Yeah.
just love all those things. I don't even know where in Blacksburg you can find loaded potato skins. But I just love all those things, man. You know me, greasy fried, bacon, cheese, anything of that nature. I'm all about.
Yeah, and the one place that gives you a lot of ranch is Buffalo Wild Wings. They
Beat
give
it.
so many sauces. It is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the thing is, the ranch has got to be good, or it ruins the bacon cheese fries. Like that's
Yeah.
part of the whole like allure.
Yeah, and you can tell if they make their own ranch in the back.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Is this
Yeah.
bottled or made? And sometimes you want to ask because then you're like, "Fuck you, I don't fucking bottle ranch." But yeah, so that's
It was a great super high five and a great episode, guys. We are on. I'm telling you, episode 13. Watch out. Episode 30 is coming around the corner, and we're going to be good at this. So we appreciate you listening. Go to our website, buy some merch, follow us on Instagram, follow us, subscribe on YouTube. That is another episode of Why Not Us, gentlemen.
see you guys.
So.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Thanks for stopping by and lending us your ears today. If you like what you heard, check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Why Not Us Media, or stop by our YouTube page, the Why Not Us Media Podcast, or hit up our website at www.whynotus.media.